Amid the pressure, the rumours, and the turbulent tide that seemed to swallow Liverpool over recent weeks, Arne Slot remained firm, calm, and unshaken. Even after 6 defeats in 7 matches, the club's worst run in more than 7 decades, the Dutch manager never showed despair. Instead, he displayed what separates an ordinary coach from a true strategist: serenity when everything appears to be falling apart. Last Saturday, in a crucial 2-0 victory over Unai Emery's Aston Villa, Slot not only rescued 3 vital points, but also restored the confidence of a team that had seemed on the brink of collapse. The match at Anfield had an air of redemption. It was not just another game, it was a test of emotional endurance, faith in one's own philosophy, and leadership under fire. The context could hardly have been more challenging, just days before facing the mighty Real Madrid in the Champions League, and with a trip to Manchester City looming, Liverpool carried the weight of criticism, speculation, and doubt on their shoulders. Some analysts even claimed that Slot had only 3 games to live in charge if results didn't improve. But he, seemingly immune to the outside noise, refused to panic. Captured the moment perfectly when speaking to the Daily Mail. "I've known him for years, and I can say with conviction he hasn't changed one bit. He's still calm, composed, with no sign of despair. He's the same Arne as always." For Van der Kraan, his compatriot's behaviour is no coincidence, but a reflection of genuine self-belief, the kind shared by football's great minds. "The only other managers I've seen with that same calmness and conviction were Cruyff and Guardiola," he said. The comparison might sound bold, but it makes perfect sense. Slot grew up under the influence of Johan Cruyff's school of thought, a style that values positional play, possession dominance, and relentless pressing. It's the same DNA that shaped Guardiola's Barcelona and, more recently, Manchester City. And like those masters, Slot understands that this brand of football comes with risk, a philosophy that shines brightly but also exposes its weaknesses. All of them have been punished at some point: Cruyff, Pep, Arne. "It's the price of playing beautifully, of attacking even when everything says you shouldn't," concluded Van der Kraan. This understanding perhaps explains why Slot has never shown fear of losing his job. He knows what he wants and believes in the process. "This guy is so confident in what he does that I've no doubt he'll turn things around," his friend added. And that's precisely what began to happen. The win over Aston Villa was not just a momentary relief, it was a silent statement that the project remains alive. As the crowd sang his name from the stands, Slot gave an emotional thank you after the final whistle. "The support I received again is something that makes this club special. The fans singing for me were incredible, and that helped a lot. We were going through a tough period as a team, and that's hard for me too," confessed the manager, visibly moved. Simple words, yet full of humanity, a rare confession in a sport where ego so often speaks louder than heart. Virgil van Dijk, the captain, and one of the most respected voices in the dressing room, made a point of defending the manager and calming the rumours of dismissal. "Yes, I've heard the stories about him being under pressure, but honestly, I don't think we play for a club that makes rash decisions. We all believe we can get out of this. It's not a guarantee, but it's a collective feeling. As long as we stay humble and keep working hard, I know we'll succeed." Van Dijk's words sounded like a manifesto of unity. The captain not only defended the manager, but also reinforced the essence of Liverpool under Slot, a team that rises together even when the world doubts them. "We have to stick together," in foot skipper concluded, showing a confidence that had seemed lost weeks ago. The triumph over Aston Villa was built on discipline and teamwork. "It was a good performance. We worked hard defensively from the forwards to the goalkeeper. That was the key to keeping a clean sheet," explained Van Dijk after the match. "And when we manage that, we've got enough quality to make the difference up front. It was a solid, deserved win. Now we recover and focus on Real Madrid." And thinking about Real Madrid, of course, always means thinking big. Anfield's reunion with the Spanish club brings intense memories and an extra layer of emotion for Trent Alexander-Arnold. The fullback who swapped Liverpool for Real Madrid will return to his old home as an opponent. Asked whether he would celebrate if he scored, Trent dodged the question, but the atmosphere promises to be electric. The passionate and unforgiving home crowd certainly won't let the return of one of their own go unnoticed. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Liverpool are dealing with other storylines. Villa's manager Unai Emery appears ready to leave Harvey Elliott on loan from the Reds to avoid triggering a mandatory purchase clause, a decision that could spark discussions about the young midfielder's future.
as his development has attracted interest from several European clubs. And as if the on-field dramas weren't enough, off the pitch, Liverpool face fierce competition in a new transfer battle. Manchester United have entered the race for Crystal Palace defender Mark Guehi. The negotiation promises to be tense, with reports suggesting the Reds will have to act quickly if they wish to secure the centre-back, especially with a demanding fixture list that will require depth and tactical stamina. But at the centre of this storm stands Arne Slot, calm, unflappable, and increasingly respected. His composure has become a weapon. While other managers are consumed by pressure, he watches, adjusts, and stays steady. His style is that of a conductor who, even when the music sounds off-key, never loses rhythm. He knows the performance isn't over yet. And it's precisely this unshakable faith that is beginning to spread again through the dressing room and the stands. Liverpool, a club so accustomed to living between drama and glory, seem to have rediscovered something essential: belief in the process. Slot may not be as charismatic as Klopp or as polished as Guardiola, but his introspective nature, clarity of thought, and almost stubborn calm are beginning to shape a new era at Anfield. Now, with Real Madrid on the horizon and a clash with Manchester City soon after, Arne Slot faces perhaps the most decisive stretch of his young Liverpool career. But unlike in previous weeks, the mood feels different at Anfield. There's a sense that something is shifting, as if the team, after hitting bottom rock, has rediscovered the spark that has always defined the spirit of the Reds. And if there's one image that captures this moment, it might be that of Slot on the touchline, hands in pockets, eyes calm, posture composed, as the entire stadium sings his name. He doesn't shout, gesture, or dramatize. He simply watches. And somehow, he sends a message that he's always believed in. Calmness isn't the absence of pressure, it's mastery over it.